What's up, bros, and welcome to part 7 of my LEGO Ninjago Realignment series. Now, today I'm going to be showing 4 more custom elemental masters that I've made, so let's get down to business. Now for the first custom elemental master in today's video, we have one of the elemental masters of temperature, Fahren. Now, the legs of this custom minifigure are from a random Mandalorian from the second Mandalorian battle pack. We're going to attach the Killer Frost minifigure torso piece from DC to the legs, and then we're going to attach some dual molded light blue and yellow arms, and we also have some light blue hands attached. Then we're going to take this random headpiece, which is from like Lego City or something. Then we're going to attach this upper hoodie / cap piece from a random minifigure from Lego Hidden Side. And then we have the completed Fahren custom. Now, Fahren is one of the elemental masters of temperature. Specifically, she controls the cold side of that element. I'll explain what that means in a second, but basically, her abilities are, well, cold. So, cold meaning she can change the temperature to make it snow or just make it freezing. She can also freeze her opponents and she can make ice snowballs and stuff like that. And she's basically just a low-budget version of the elemental master of ice. And since she shares the element of temperature, that means she only controls the cold side. But what about the heat side? Well, let's get into that for the next custom. But anyway, that's basically it for Fahren. Now for the other elemental master of temperature, we have Melow, the master of temperature, but like specifically the heat side. Now, the legs of this custom minifigure are from Monkey Kid from, well, the Monkey Kid sets. Then, we're gonna take this Lord Business torso piece from the Lego movie. Then, we're gonna attach some printed white arms, which are from a Kiss Kiss Tuxedo Batman keychain minifigure from the Lego Batman movie. And we also have some yellow hands attached. Then, we're gonna take this random Lego City headpiece. Then, we're gonna take this hood / cap piece, which is from Jack from Hidden Side, and then we have the completed Melow, the Master of Temperature custom. Now for Melow, he's the elemental master of temperature, but unlike Fahren, he controls the opposite of cold, which is the heat side of the temperature element. Now, I know that basically means that in my LEGO Ninjago Realignment universe, wildfire doesn't exist, and the element of heat also doesn't exist. And as for Mellow's abilities, he can basically do what wildfire does, but better. He can shoot out fireballs and all that stuff, and he can also control the temperature to make it hotter, so he can, like, make his enemies sweat to death or something like that, I don't know. Basically a low-budget version of the element of fire. Now that we're done with that, let me explain some things about the element of temperature. So originally, I was going to make a cold element because, well, since heat exists in Ninjago, what about cold? But then I realized that seemed kinda lazy, and if you don't know, I do think the element of heat is pretty lazy in Ninjago. I mean, it's basically just fire, but like low budget. So then I decided to come up with a new element, and I was researching some stuff, and then I realized, well, the Time Twins. The Time Twins share the element, and they share the different abilities of the element because the Time Twins are, well, twins, so they both inherited the time element, but it was split between the two. So I thought, what if I copy that, but I split the elements into cold and heat. And what are cold and heat both a part of? Well, temperature. So that's basically how I came up with the temperature element. And as for Melow and Fahren, well, these two are twins just like the Time Twins, and they inherited the temperature element from one of their parents, and the element was split into two, one being heat and the other being cold. So yeah, they're basically twins, and fun fact, both of them work at like news stations, and they're basically like weather reporters because, well, they can like control the temperature, so they can kind of control the weather, or more likely they can just like sense if it's gonna rain or if a fire is gonna happen. But yeah, that's basically it for the temperature element. Now for the third custom elemental master in today's video, we have Sandwave, the master of, yeah, it's literally in the name, sand. Now, the legs of this custom minifigure are from a random Star Wars minifigure. We're gonna attach this torso piece, which is from a random Mandalorian from the second Mandalorian battle pack, except the torso is reversed, and we also have some light silver arms and some brown hands. Then, we're gonna attach this black armor piece to the torso. Then we're going to take this brown cape piece, which is from a random Mandalorian from the second Mandalorian battle pack once again. Then we're going to take this random headpiece, which is from Scooby-Doo. We're going to ignore that print on the back and only focus on the print on the front. Then we're going to attach this black samurai helmet piece, and we're going to attach this upper samurai helmet piece, and then we have the completed Master of Sand custom. Now for Sandwave accessories, we have two of these studs with holes in them, and we can attach that to his hand. And then we can take this katana here and we can attach those into the studs with holes in them, so then Sandwave is equipped with his katana so he can slice down his enemies. Now, as for Sandwave's abilities, he can basically control sand. That's pretty self-explanatory, but his body isn't made of sand and he can't turn into sand, unlike a popular sand-controlling character that we all know and probably love, Sandman from Marvel. Now, as for Sandwave's backstory, which I literally just came up with on the spot while recording this video. So, in my LEGO Ninjago Realignment universe, Sandwave was one of the Oni that was with Mistake, who were tasked to capture the first Ninjutsu Master and take him back to the realm of Dragon and Oni, but him and Mistake both decided that Ninjago was peaceful and they didn't want to go back to the Dragon and Oni realm, so they killed the other Oni and decided to ally themselves with the first Ninjutsu Master and stay in Ninjago. And while Mistake became just like a tea shop owner back in the day, I think that Sandwave would become a samurai because he wanted to use his abilities to protect this new realm that he now calls home, and he could also be Mistake's husband, because, you know, why not? And at this time, Sandwave would just be a normal Oni just like his wife Mistake, but then, after a few years passed and the Elemental Alliance was formed, Sandwave would still be operating as a samurai in Ninjago, doing his duties and protecting citizens when the Elemental Alliance was too busy to do stuff. And then I would say there would be an Elemental Master of Sand in the Elemental Alliance who would get killed in combat, and then the next Elemental Master of Sand would become Sandwave, and he would become the Elemental Master of Sand, and then Sandwave would of course have to join the Elemental Alliance, and of course I think that would make him friends with Rei and Maya, Kai and Nia's parents, so maybe a few years after that when the children were older, Sandwave would be a retired samurai, but then Nia would go to him to ask for help to train to become a samurai because she wants to, like, compete with her brother who's in the process of becoming a ninja. So maybe in this universe, Sandwave would then teach Nia to become Samurai X. So yeah, that's basically all the backstory that I decided to come up with for Sandwave. Now for the fourth and last custom Elemental Master in today's video, we have Gylun, the Master of Illusions. Now, the legs of this custom minifigure are from a White Vision minifigure from the Marvel Cinematic Series 1. Then, we're going to take this Hydra Agent torso piece from Avengers Age of Ultron, and we're going to attach some purple printed arms from like a random alien minifigure. And we also have some golden hands attached. Then we're going to attach this golden upper torso piece to the torso. Then we're going to take this Aaron headpiece, which is from Nexonites, pop that onto the torso, and then we're going to take this Ronald Weasley hairpiece and attach that to the head. And then we have the completed Gylun the Master of Illusions costume. Now, Gylun's abilities are pretty straightforward. Basically, he can create illusions. I got the idea for this element from Marvel, more specifically from Mysterio, Loki, the Reality Stone, and that piece of shit from Eternals. So basically, I just copied Marvel and created a illusions element. So yeah, there's not much else to talk about. That's basically it. Anyway, that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed part 7 of my LEGO Ninjago Realignment series. This time I showed 4 more custom elemental masters that I've made. Now, earlier I forgot to mention that some people did recommend that I make a Master of Sand, so shout out to them for giving me the idea to make an elemental Master of Sand. And enough nonsense, feel free to check out my other videos. I mostly make custom minifigures. Have a great day. Godspeed, bros.